What ho, chaps? How the devil? If you can't tell, that was slightly more forced than usual, right? Because I'm in a bad mood today. It's going to be more Angry Bootneck than good-humoured tirade like usual. Sorry, I have to tell you why. I have a terrible secret that I have been hiding, a disability that I don't like to discuss. However, when you know my background, you'll understand. Since I hit my late 30s, I've been afflicted by a crippling ailment occasionally. Thank the Lord, very occasionally, known as cunting gout. Thanks to the fact that I'm obviously related by blood to 20 generations of fucking degenerate scum that have clearly had a drink problem. And it fucking does my head in. There's some things about it, though, that have gave me a lot of new respect for my father. Because when I was a kid, right, my dad is a proper miserable bastard. Like, legendary miserable bastard. My dad is a fucking arsehole. Me and my brother used to call him Mean Old Dave, or we never used to call him Dad. And when we used to go to the local with him for a drink, they'd all be like, how was your dad doing? I was like, he's a cunt, you know, Mean Old Dave. Where's Mean Old Dave? And he used to say, how come you don't call him Dad? And we used to say, well, because we don't want him to think we like the fucker. And now I've had gout, I understand why he's a miserable bastard. Because I swear down, it makes you proper in a bad mood. Like, I'm always in joking aside, hello, Paz, how you doing? Joking aside, I'm usually a chirpy fella. But when you get gout, you hate everyone. You walk around paranoid that someone's going to stamp on your foot, and then you're going to go, yeah, like gouge the fucking eyes out, like it proper makes you threaders. So that is why today I've been late. I've put it back twice. Because you do everything at quarter speed. And I'm mega active. I love running about. I'm always bam, 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 bam. I'm a very active bloke. And when I can't do fizz or go for a run or work out like I like to, because I do at least like an hour's cardio a day most days. It keeps me sane. And when I can't do it, it fucking makes me proper miserable. So, yeah, I'm sick today. I'm less humorous. I'm more angry angry Bootneck today than merely sort of good-humoured Angry Bootneck. So, yeah, there's going to be some fucking rage. Now's the day to send the boys round, Susan. Send them round. I pray that they send the boys round today. I will personally bludgeon them all to death with a brick. So, yeah, winner. Maybe that's why, right? Everyone's hanging out. Paz said he's hungover. Everyone's threaders because they've been boozing, and now the New Year's over. The fun times have gone, and now we've all got to sober up. And yeah, I've got gout, so boozing over the New Year. Nightmare. Big toe. Freely Farm exploits. Big toe. I've got a fucking foot like Herman Munster, and it knacks. And you're like, yeah. You just want an excuse to kill someone. So yeah, do my head in. Absolute nightmare. Anyway, yeah, look at that. Rich. They say it's due to good living, but it's not like I live like a king. I don't eat caviar and drink champagne. It's like cheap booze. It's booze gives you gout. I know I've Googled it and the doctors are like, oh, you get it off this, and you get it off that, and you get it off the other. It's booze. And I'll tell you something else. Another thing I noticed was when I first got it. So again, I'm just sounding like my dad. You turn into your dad when you get older, don't you? I'll tell you how I first knew I had it. So it was off red wine. I normally drink beer, lager, ale. I went to Centre Parks with my brother, and he was buying, and he got us tons of red wine. So I ended up drinking about 5 bottles, right? And the next morning I woke up, my fucking foot was massive, my big toe was killing me, and I was like, I think I must have an unidentified drinking injury, a UDI is the military acronym. So I think I've got a UDI, my foot's killing me. My brother was like, gout that. And I was like, nah, I'm too young for that. I was only like 35 at the time, whatever. And I didn't have an attack for years. And then we went to a wine gallery, an art gallery in California. When I first met my missus, and the wine was free. So, because I never drink wine, I never had a relapse. So this is like 2 years later or something. I'm like, oh, get in, free wine. Drank about 40 fucking glasses of it. Next day, mutant tour. So I rang my dad and I was like, Dad, you're not going to believe this. I've got fucking gout. And my dad was like, instantly erect. Yeah, his trousers raised 4 inches as soon as I said, Dad, I've got gout. He was loving it. He was like, and I said, how does that cheer you up so much, you horrible twat? And he said, the reason I love it is because all your life when you've got gout and you're limping, people call you a fanny all the time. It's like, stop being a fanny. Like, you know what I mean? You'll get it like I have now. And then my mate will be like, oh, you're coming to play football. I'll go, I can't play football. I've got gout. And he'll go, if you can step in, you're fat, and call you and mock you mercilessly, call you a pussy and a loser. So when somebody else gets it, you love it. And now I've got the exact same feelings because like tell me, mate, oh, I can't come play five-a-side. I've got gout. And he's like, stop being a fanny. So now I'm praying for the day he gets it. Because then I can be like, like Schadenfreude on the highest level. That's why it made my dad pleasure. It was pleasurable for him to know that I was in extreme pain. So yeah, it does your head in. It's a fucking nightmare. And yeah, that's why I'm being a moody bastard. So yeah, done. And that's also why I'm late. Right, we'll do some news now. You've heard enough of my fucking wars, and I don't need these because I'm not listening to any footage, am I? So who cares? Right, so there's 3 things that's made me angry today. Normally I only have one, don't I? But I'm angry, so I might as well do 3. 3 things pissed me off today that I want to opine about, and I'm sure you'll find them controversial. But again, I don't care. I don't care. I'm past caring if you think I'm being controversial. And oh yes, I'm willing to be controversial on any subject, including things like noncery, right? So let me get to this one, because this is probably the one that'll get me the most bother, right? Prince Andrew is a cunt. At no point am I disagreeing with that. Prince Andrew's an arsehole. But, and I think it's a big but, he's not a full-blown fucking kiddie fucking sex pest, as far as I'm aware, because he hasn't bummed any 10-year-olds. This revelation about this lass, they're making out as if it's the end of the world because of who he is, and all the communists are inherently anti-monarchy. I'm ambivalent on the monarchy, as you all know. I'm a fence-sitting conservative who thinks, you know what, I don't really give a fuck about the monarchy either way. I'm happy to take the piss out of Prince Andrew. I think Prince Edward couldn't knock the skin off a fucking rice pudding. I think Camilla's a horse-faced, fucking porridge-faced, ugly twat with an head like a witch doctor's fucking rattle. Charles is a jug-eared fucking buffoon who gobs off constantly about the shit that he knows nothing about. William's starting to piss me off because he's a fucking green dickhead as well. Kate's probably quite likeable. Harry's an absolute fucking dickhead, and his wife, I wouldn't be bothered if she wrapped her fucking car around a tree at 90 miles an hour. So that's basically what I think of the royal family, because weirdly, that puts me sort of pro-royal, doesn't it? Because despite all of that, I'm a conservative, so I don't despise them. I'm happy to keep things the way that they were. So I'm not massively against the monarchy, but it's like, if you're going to make me hate you lads, I'm willing to oblige. And these fuckers, Prince Andrew, let me just share the link because I was on the wrong fucking page. His story, right? Prince Andrew accused a 2009 deal with Jeffrey Epstein made public. Again, I know this is controversial, but let me fucking get it out. So she's not a little kid. She's not a fucking 10-year-old. Yes, it's fucking creepy when like 50-year-old blokes shagging 17-year-old girls, but she's not a 10-year-old girl. And like all of these people, they appear to have been happy to take the money. If you're 17 and a bloke says, I'll give you a fucking 500 grand if you go and smoke this bloke's pole, you're not the helpless victim of rape. Now, that's controversial as fuck because in America, the sexual age is 18. But in England, it's fucking 16. And frankly, being from Middlesbrough, where the girls shag so fucking early that they go through menopause when they're 12, Borough is so bad for teenage pregnancy that the women's ovaries fry up like fucking raisins when they're about 14. So maybe I've got a different attitude because I'm from Middlesbrough. but to me, a 17-year-old is not the same as a 12-year-old. Sadwings is militant with it because he's American, and Americans are weirdly conservative with things like this. Borough lads who see young lasses letting the lads queue up for gobbles at 15, you just sort of think, yeah, not really in the same ballpark. So I have like a sort of tier system for nonsense. And I know this is controversial because I've had arguments with people at parties about it. I'm not saying it's acceptable for 50-year-old men to be shagging 17-year-olds, but what I'm saying is it makes you a dirty bastard and a bit of a cunt, but it doesn't put you on the same level as nonce. And we don't have little tier systems, do we? We don't have like 30-year-old bloke shagging a 17-year-old, and then, oh no, sorry, above that should be like 20-year-old bloke shagging a 15-year-old, right? That's not that big a deal, even though she's underage, because young lads are daft and they're not very mature. So it'd be somewhat like that. 19-year-old lad shagging a 15-year-old, what have you. Then you've got fucking 15-year-old bloke shagging a 17-year-old. Then you've got fucking, I don't know, stodgy cunts with hookers and rent boys and drugs and shit. And then all the way down the bottom, and it's fucking down and down and down. It's a fucking double screamer. Then you've got blokes fucking and eating 5-year-olds, right? And I'm sorry, but that is a big difference. And Sadwing's saying, she was underage, case fucking closed. It's not. It's not. Because a bloke, there's people out there who fuck 4-year-olds. So I don't think the idea, and again, I know it's controversial, I don't care. I don't think you should just go, yeah, all the same. Not logical, Sadwings. Fucking isn't. If there was no men out there that was so fucked up in the head, they shagged 5-year-old girls, then I'd agree with you. But the fact is, we live in a world full of fucking scum. Wall-to-wall scum. And when you've got people who shag little fucking babies, you can't just go nonce and put them all in the nonce box. You have to have a tier system. Or like I said, or, under Sadwing's argument, 17-year-old shags a 19-year-old, 19-year-old's a paedophile. Nonce. Case closed, he's a nonce. And it's complicated. That's why we have a legal system. That's why we have juries where 12 people have long discussions about things. So Prince Andrew is a prick, but he's not a full-blown nonce. And this lass, as far as I'm concerned, is like 90% of the people that accused Bill Cosby was 17-year-old, not a kid, and was happy to take the money to do it at the time. And now, years later, she's like, fuck it, I want more money. I'm sorry, at least Jennifer Lawrence, when she smoked Baron Greenback's pole to get the hunger deal done and dusted, at least she's shut up about it and she hasn't gone back and said, oh yeah, I was a helpless victim of rape. Because Jennifer Lawrence knows that she made the deal and she's basically a very, very, very well-paid prostitute. In Middlesbrough, the poor girls working under Albert Bridge in Middlesbrough have to suck sweaty cocks for fucking £4.99 a go. Right? They can't round up to 5 because they've proven that psychologically you don't like paying. They have to have the 99 on there to draw the punters in. So there's birds smoking poles for £4.99. And the likes of fucking Rose McGowan were like, what? If I give you a gobble, you'll put me in 3 films and I'll make $8 million. All right, I'll give you a gobble. Happy days. So, seriously, I do not think this is as fucking big of a deal as the media want us to make it out to be. And she's a shameless, greedy bastard who was happy to do it for the money. And she's happy to do it for more money now. And the whole thing is about more money. He still denies that it happened. Maybe it didn't. I've heard claims that the hand on the hip was faked. To me, because she's 17, she looks quite, she's not a little kid there. It probably happened. He probably did shaft her. So he's a cunt. He's a creepy old bastard because he was like 50. She was like 17. But it's not the same thing as being a kiddie fucker. So basically, she made a shitload of money. Good luck to her. If you sign up for the deal like Rose McGowan, good luck to her. Like all them women who got loads of money off Bill Cosby, good luck to you. But don't go on 14 dates with Bill Cosby over a 2-year period, get as much money as you possibly can, and then 5 years later go, I want more money. You took the money, you got paid. Fuck off. So I've got very little sympathy for Virginia Guthrie, and I think it's going to be like Bill Cosby. Some of them probably were trafficked, but the vast majority of them that I've read were definitely not anything approaching children. The other one I seen who was saying she was raped was like 21 or 22. She wasn't even a kid. So yeah, I don't think it's the end of the world. Is that controversial? Well, I know it is. Yeah, I know it is. Same as how I've had arguments, you know, you can guess I'm a right at parties because I fucking love an argument. I was arguing with some militant feminist around my mate's house when he was having a party, you know, like friend of a friend sort of thing. She got proper offended because I was saying the same about rape. I was like, there should be a tier system. Like to me, this rape is like literally walking down the street, Marley with a knife, jumps out, drags you down an alley, cuts your clothes off, donkeys run into you. There's rape. It isn't anywhere near on the same. It should have a different name. If you go, oh yeah, well, you know, he bought me a drink and that was coercion, that. And then I went back to the footballers' hotel with him and then I left me pizza in the taxi. So obviously I was halfway through fucking smoking his pole, but then I'm on video running back out to get my pizza out the taxi of my own free will and then picking it up and then running back into the hotel. And then I went in and then I did the dance with the cucumber and then I did the strip tease and then he raped me for like a couple of seconds, you know. Fuck off. It's a different kettle of fish. It's the same thing. So sorry if that upsets you. You know me. I'm not a man who likes to sit on the fence on issues like that. But I just don't care about it. Not really. If he was bumming 12-year-old girls and fucking eating them, then I'd have a lot of time for the story. But as it stands, it doesn't. All the ones I've seen have been in the fucking late teens or early 20s. And they were just happily getting loads of money. And as I've said before, frankly, I would fucking suck jizz out of Ricky Martin's arsehole if he was willing to pay me enough money to do it. Yeah, so there's that. What do you reckon? Let's have a look at the chat and see if anyone wants an argument. Grateful rape. Grape, that's a good one. Also known as a struggle snuggle. Dance of the flaming arsehole. What else have we got? Why don't the Royals just stick with incest, Ralph? That's a fair point. They're better at that. Better at that. No harm done. Jerry Lee married his cousin. Yeah, he did. Elvis Presley as well. Oh yeah, Jerry Lee was married a 13-year-old. So this is what I mean. It's, you know, about like pots and kettles. Everyone's getting outraged now about Prince Andrew because he's a fucking limey. But they didn't say anything about Elvis Presley or Jerry Lee and all that fucking shit. They're happy with that, aren't they? It's just a storm in a teacup because he's rich and to see a fucking lawsuit. So bollocks, don't care. Don't care. Who cares? Right, let's do another one. COVID-19, French MPs get death threats. I don't care. This is another one where I sound like I'm being unreasonable. But if you allow me to elucidate my point, I don't believe that I'm being unreasonable. Right? Best shot line. Scream when you're dead. That's not bad. That's not. I can clearly a ladies' man. If you insult the king, I'm off. I didn't insult the king. To be honest, I don't know that much about Elvis because I don't really like his music. But what I'm saying is, yeah, it's bollocks. Loads of rich, famous people have always been dirty bastards. Didn't Charlie Chaplin do the same thing as well? I don't care. Blokes raping 10-year-olds. Yeah, that's a serious issue. Rich men shagging teenagers. Who fucking cares? I don't care. They've always done it. Also, yeah, Jimmy Ray, there's my point. They put murder in degrees, do the same everything else. Rape. If you took loads of money, like I said, Rose McGowan and half of Bill Cosby's accused of the worst. Oh, yeah, he raped me by putting shit in my drink. So I went on another date with him a week later. On another one, and another one. Oh, yeah, and it turns out, I went on 14 dates over 3 years. What, and he was raping you on all of them? Yeah, of course he was. Well, funny old thing, if I ended up with an arsehole like the top end of a welly on my first fucking date, I wouldn't be going on a second one. Yeah? Not, again, why is this controversial? Why doesn't anybody say this on BBC News? Imagine, bloke in a suit. And one of Bill Cosby's accuser, it transpires, went on 11 dates after the initial rape over a 3-year period. I don't mind saying, and he turns to his co-host, I don't mind saying, John, if I went on a date with you and you found you and you drugged my drink and I woke up to find you bouncing on my rusty sheriff's badge, I don't think you'd have got a second date out of me, John. Ha ha. Yes, Trevor. Me either. Next up, isn't it? It's fucking ridiculous. Rape dates. Yes. You didn't get raped. You went on a fucking date with him afterwards. It just wouldn't happen, would it? But no one says that because these loony left men-hating fucking militant feminists are in charge. So they tell you some lunatic cockamamie story about how he put Rohypnol in the drink 15 times over 4 fucking years, and they'll go, oh, helpless victim. Helpless victim. I believe you were the helpless victim once. The other 14 times, you wanted the Gucci handbag, didn't you, you kinky little devil? Right? You just wanted a new pair of shoes off Bill, you filthy bastard. So, fuck it. Don't care. Right. COVID-19, French MPs get death threats over support for vaccine pass. This is another one. It's linked to politics. It's linked to communist fucking activists, and I'm going to tell you why. I did a video about it a year ago or something, but I'm going to do it again, right? French MPs get death threats over support for vaccine pass. This is their instant go-to defence every single time they act like cunts. And that is just a fact. Rotten Politics is in as well. How are you doing, mate? Now then. Shit, that was Jimmy Savile's catchphrase. Now then. I suppose it's apt because we've been talking about nonsense. Right. Trained activists have all read rules for radicals. They all know exactly what buttons to push. They know exactly what stories to fucking tell. It's all bollocks, right? The death threat maneuver is one of their favourite tactics. If you remember when Kathy Newman did that shambolic, ridiculous, infantile fucking interview with Jordan Peterson. In fact, I'm going to Google it so we can get a story. If I just Google Kathy Newman death threats, it'll come straight up. I guarantee it. Because the first thing these shitbags do is instantly go to the death threat, right? There you go. Bosh. Put it in Google. What do you get? Kathy Newman rocked by death threats. Kathy Newman. The internet is being ridden by men. Academic blast Channel 4 for calling police. Don't feel sorry for Kathy Newman. Okay, so there's a good one. Fucking 4 down. But yeah, first thing they went for, when Kathy Newman acted like a fucking twat, like a shrill, unthinking ideologue, an extremist, a fucking bigot, a twat of the highest order. Kathy Thundercunt Newman, right? First thing she did was went, oh yeah, well, I've had some death threats. And instantly, the story went from Kathy Newman's a horrible fucking yo-yo knickered slapper to poor old Kathy Newman. Everybody's being mean to her. Fuck Jordan Peterson. The whole world watched the man dismantle her bullshit arguments with calm reason and common sense. And somehow, because left-wing ideologues run the bastard world, somehow she was a fucking bitch talking shit, and the whole world got to see it live. And the next day, the story was, oh, poor old Kathy Newman, the fucking victim. What a load of horse shit. Speaking of horse shit, whoever wrote that story has got a head full of it, right? But it does my head in. It's absolute bollocks. And this is their gambit. It means nothing. Instantly, as soon as you act like a twat, their instant argument now is, oh, but they got some death threats. Let's make the story about the terrible death threats. And this is my point about death threats, right? Should you be sending people death threats? No. It's stupid. It's like I tell people, whenever you're going to be doing stupid things that are illegal, why would people be racist towards Diane Abbott? There's so many things you can talk about. Why would you just go for low-hanging fruit like an idiot? Even if you are a racist, I mean, again, to me, if you know plenty about biology, it's not really an insult to call someone a racial slur, is it? fucking isn't. But if you are stupid enough to think that way, you don't be daft enough to say it. And if you're the type of person that wants to send someone a death threat, what's the point? It doesn't achieve anything. It just makes you and all of the people who share your political ideology or leanings look like a twat. But it's 2022. Death threats are 10 a bastard penny. I've had death threats. I've had fucking loads of them. Some of my most humorous ones I've shared with the channel. You've all seen them. Because I always have a witty response. Like, you kill me, son. Your fucking head weighs 8 stone. I'll tap dance round your saggy body and jab your fucking head off. I'll give you so many combinations you'll think you're a safe fatty. That's the response to a death threat. You don't go, ooh, a death threat, aya, ooh, ow, aya. It doesn't do anything. So this is nonsense and it's meaningless. And everybody gets dozens of death threats on the internet age, because in the old days, you had to go to the bastard shop, buy a stamp, get some paper, get a pen, do all of that shit when you might calm down and relax a little bit. Take the time to write the bastard, which isn't easy. I know a lot of you fuckers, it's 2022. You've probably fucking not even wrote a Christmas card this year. Writing takes a while. Sending someone a hate mail, a murderous letter in the 1970s was worthy of a police response because it took a lot of time and effort. Sending someone a message on Twitter when you're in a fucking bad mood and you say, you fucking bitch, I'll kill you, is the laziest, easiest, most ridiculous thing in the world. It's a piece of cake to do it. You can literally go, fucking hate that in like half a second. And normally I wouldn't make excuses for people that are thick enough to send death threats or racially abuse people or what have you, or rape threats. But I could understand how if you're like a bit pissed or if you've done drugs of Am I back on? That was weird. I think it was Susan. It's like she knows I've got gout and I'm pissed off. Can I get this back on? Hang on. Share screen. No. Bosh. There we are. Easy. That wasn't too bad, was it? Fucking slut. So I know your game, Susie. I know your fucking game. Right. Where was I? Yeah. So somehow still on. Yeah. Bollocks, innit? Death threat, meaningless. If you get a poison pen letter and it's got a stamp on the front and and there's a few pubes in there or something, it usually get a bit colourful. Yeah, it's a big deal. You've got a proper serious threat there. If somebody sends you a fucking message on Twitter or Facebook, that's not a serious death threat. That is someone being a twat on cyberspace where it's too easy to lose your rag and be a twat. And as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by Susan's fucking minions. It's too easy, and you can leave people off. You can cut them a bit of slack. It's far too easy for a man at the height of his rage, or he's hungover, or he's been at the fucking happy pills, or whatever he's doing, not the happy pills, coke, or something that makes you into a cunt. Send a message. You've got to give people a bit of leeway. And that's that. So this story is a non-issue. French MPs get death threats. Ooh, we've all had death threats, fellas. Every one of us. I bet you're even someone as reasonable as Blue Van Man's had a fucking death threat because it's the internet and it's a piece of piss and it takes nothing. Several French MPs say they've received death threats as they debate a COVID-19 pass. We've all had death threats, you fucking losers. Grow a pair. Grow a pair. How about that? This isn't a story. At least 91% of the adult population has been fully jabbed, according to the French government. That should say at least 91% of the adult population has had a fucking death threat. Shouldn't it? It's 2022. 90% of the adult population has had a death threat. Has anyone on here not been on Facebook and someone went, you fucking cunt, I'll kill you? Or in the pub, he'll always say that, I'll fucking kill you before they have a fight or have a pop with you. I'll fucking kill you. I've been told I'm going to get killed 1,000 times. And only 100 of them were smelly, I nearly used a slur, smelly, scruffy fighters from the very specific religion of many pieces that were trying to fill me full of holes with an AK-47. Most of the people that have tried to kill me in my life or threatened to kill me haven't been Mujahideen, ISIS fighters, Taliban or Al-Qaeda. It's been arseholes on the internet. That's where 9 out of 10 of my death threats have come from. So stop whinging about it. Death threats. I don't care. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, you could be spamming Jess Phillips 24 hours a day with your fucking whore. I don't care. It's insults on the internet. We all get insulted on the internet. I get insulted every single day. There isn't a single day where I'm not on Twitter or Facebook or fucking YouTube and someone isn't saying, who is this horrible little fat, hairy, scruffy northern twat? I hope he dies soon. Angry Bootneck, find a lump on your balls, you cunt. I wake up to that every day. So stop bastard whinging. I don't care. I don't care. This is a non-story. French MPs plus the French. All MPs should be dealing with death threats and just cracking on with the day because it's meaningless in 2022, but especially French ones because they're fucking French. They're French. They are the kings of shit country all around the world. If anyone's a cunt, the king of the cunts is a Frenchman. And that's just a fact. I can prove that with fucking peer-reviewed research. They smell funny, they cheat on the wives, they change their mind in wars, they're unreliable allies, they lie, they cheat, they steal, they basically perfected postmodernism and academic thought, the Sorbonne, Pol Pot, modern postmodernism, all this fucking dog shit comes from France. So if anyone's going to get some bastard death threats, out of all the MPs in the world, I'd probably pick the fucking French to be the most deserving of it. So fuck the French and fuck whinging about death threats when every single person watching this video has bastard had one. All right? Done. Moving on. I'll do one more and then I'm going to go and fucking whinge and eat some pills. Debate whether I'm going to chop my foot off with a fire axe because it's fucking doing my head in. Oh, here's a good one. It's not all bad news, look. Turkey's fucked. Speaking of arseholes, I'll leave the French alone and start on the Turks because let me tell you another true story, right? When I was in Afghanistan, the Turks were based near us. Again, I don't normally swing the lantern about the war, but I'll just have to give you some genuine intel about the Turks. Yes, Kate, I got some naproxen from the shop, but they're a bit shit, aren't they? So we had one company of Marines, Royal Marines, was especially requested by the Americans to provide force protection in Kabul because they had National Guardsmen there. Oklahoma National Guard, lovely fucking lads, but they're about as much use as tits on a nut. So we were doing force protection. We had a company of lads based out of Camp Suta in Kabul. And basically our main primary role was providing security, force protection for all of the bases in that area. So whenever there was a fucking firefight, anyone was dropping mortars on a base, anyone was kicking off, it was our job to go and deal with it. We had Camp Phoenix was the American base. All of this is fine, right? I'm not breaking any security rules because it's all open source info now on the BBC, and we fucking left Afghanistan. But there was Camp Phoenix, was full of Yanks. There was Camp Suter, which is where we were based. There was a French base. There was a German MND. There was Kabul International Airport, Kaya. Everyone used to call it Kaya Napa because all the French and the Germans used to do that were based there was get pissed and fucking dance. And the French and the Turks had a base there. And whenever there was an incident, the standard operating procedure was you go to ground and then instantly make your way, no matter what you're doing, to the closest base. So we had the guys on quick reaction force who deal with the stuff, and we had another convoy out doing whatever they were doing, taking a dignitary to Camp Phoenix or what have you. As the incident went off, massive explosion, VBIED rocks the capital. Everybody gets on the net. What's going on? Go to ground. You know what to do, SOP. Unfortunately for us, our patrol was right next to the Turkish base. So the Turks would be the base that you're meant to go to. Our lads rocks up at the Turkish base 60 seconds later. It was like literally a K from where they fucking were. And the Turks made them sit at the front gate, full view of the enemy, just sat there and would not let them enter. They just battened down the hatches. They were openly hostile towards our men. And I wrote a scathing review. And my, as you've seen, the Angry Bootneck can write. My job out there was as the Conco, and I was doing the company int reports. My int sums were so good, that's not false humility, that's a fact. I used to write them and send them up to brigade. And 9 times out of 10, my entire int summary would just be cut and pasted en masse and become the brigade int sum. And my boss was like, you can see the Bootnecks are better at this shit than everybody else because we had all these different elements fighting under the brigade. But the weekly int sum was 90% ours. Because my lads were fucking good. Bootnecks on the ground. We're getting loads of good intel, talking to everybody. Good pattern of life stuff. They were fucking searching shit. They were talking to tons of people. They were getting dead good int. They were getting possible locations for hides, firing points where kids had come up and they saw, we saw some Alibabas setting up a fucking mortar thing, a rocket bomb on there, that little hill, and they'd take them over and we'd map it on the ops room board, and I had all these great bits of int getting passed around because the Bootnecks were the best at it. And our lads were confident and robust, and they used to go out and fucking beast it. Our lads were brilliant at it. I did the job when we had army boys with us, and you'd ask them to give you a patrol report, and they'd just send you back a patrol report, and it'd be, we went for a walk, didn't see anyone, nothing to report. Our lads were classic. They'd come out and just give me reams of information. I'd type it all up because I'm a fast typer. Derek, a paratrooper, strong, confident men. They don't feel the need to emblazon what they're good at. Paras are good at running and fighting. They're not good at patrol reports. Derek will tell you. Ours were hoofing. And because of that, we got fucking 80% of the int out there. The only time they ever deleted everything I sent them, and I heard no hide nor hair of it, was when I sent them a scathing report of what happened on that fateful day when we had a fucking patrol turn up at a Turkish base and basically get fucked off at the high port by these sneaky, dirty, horrible, backstabbing Turkish soldiers. Quite clearly, and this was the int summary that I sent them, quite clearly, the all-consuming ideology of the religion of many, many pieces is such a motivating force that the Turkish soldiers who were apparently our allies in the multinational brigade in Kabul felt more kinship and affinity for the fucking Taliban than their own allies. Maybe some of this is actually privileged information. I don't know. Maybe it is because I haven't heard as much criticism of the Turks as there should have been. Not from the Americans, not from the British, not from the Europeans. The Turks, as far as I'm concerned, Matt, how you went out there as well. The RAF regiment sat on the cranes. The chair force do less work than the ship's cat. Everybody knows it. But seriously, when I was out there, I'd go so far as to say some of the Turks were aiding the enemy. I don't have any proof of that because that would probably be a major international incident. But I'm fucking telling you, as God is my witness, the lads who came back in off that patrol said the fucking Turks wouldn't let us in, didn't follow the procedure. That was the SOP. Didn't happen. They were hostile. They were openly scornful. They weren't interested in communicating. At best, they were complicit and didn't render the aid they should have done. And at worst, they were aiding the fucking enemy. And that is a fact. I'm happy to say it live in the digital sphere. So, Turkey, for the reasons I've just outlined, are not an ally of Europe. I don't care how many times they repeat the lie. Just like everything else nowadays, it's still a lie. They're not our allies. They never will be. This is what I've said many times about patriotism. Think of this. A French follower of the desert religion and a British follower of the epileptic paedophile and a Scottish follower of the churches with the big golden bell ends on top and a Danish follower of that bloke who was apparently a goat herder and also married a 9-year-old. All of those people, they have more affinity for people that also follow the same religion from halfway across the world. An American regular at Alan's famous snack bar has more in common with a French regular at Alan's famous snack bar than he does with his fellow American. We all know this. We all know this. A British follower of Alan's famous snack bar doesn't care about his fellow Brits in the main if they're very devout. I mean, obviously, it's not all of them. I'm not saying that. But the ones who lean towards jihadism, they don't care about nationality. They care about ideology, which I can't criticize them for because I'm the same, right? It's a point I've made loads of times. I don't care about your race. I don't care about your sexuality. I don't care about your nationality. I like people that are centrist, conservative people who view European culture as superior to most of that around the world. And they're aware that what we've built, thanks to Enlightenment principles and values, is a good system that is the best outcome for people who want to raise happy children, well-fed fucking spouses, and good lives and lead good lives. It's the current reasonable capitalist system we've built. So I'm a European snob and I'm an Enlightenment snob, whatever you want to call me. But I don't care about your sexuality, your race, your colour, your creed, your religion. I care about your ideology. And they're the same. If we are like that, why would they be any different? The nationality means nothing to them. Their ideology means everything. So the Turks, I don't care what the government and the EU call them, the Turks are our enemies. That's a fucking fact. Again, the ones who are pushing the sort of old school Erdogan, very, very aggressive militant version of their dog shit ideology. They are our enemies. There's loads of secular Turks, and again, I've got time for those lads. But I'm talking about these fuckers. And Erdogan is, by hook or by crook, currently leading the nation. So Turkey's annual inflation rate soaring to a 19-year high is fucking great. And hopefully, Mr. Erdogan, cunt that he is, will continue to sink the Turkish economy because they are a danger to Europe. And if you didn't think before this conversation, I hope you do now. They're not our allies. I don't care what the BBC says. I don't care what the European Union says. I don't care what Bungalow Biden or bumbling dogshit Boris Jellyfish Johnson has to say. The Turks aren't our allies. They are not. They're openly hostile. If I didn't convince you, go on Google, read about how they held our feet to the flames and robbed us blind to help out with the migrant crisis. Google about how they assist illegal migrants, pushing them west into Europe. Google about the aggression from the Turks with regards to the Visegrad group when they're trying to hold the borders firm against rabid fighting age jihadi fuckers from the Middle East. Do your research. Don't just take it from me, but I'm telling you. Oh my God, and the Armenian genocide. Read about that. The amount of people who don't know about the Armenian genocide, read about that. The Ottomans. The Ottomans still exist. Ataturk's dream is dead, and a full-blown fucking jihadi is currently running the country. So the Turks are not our friends. Yeah, we should have given after Constantinople, again, the Hagia Sophia. Guess what? They didn't build that. The followers of the epileptic kiddie fucker didn't build the Hagia Sophia. Might be a mosque now. Sorry, I used one of the buzzwords. I hope they didn't notice that. Might be a church with a big golden bell end on top now, but it wasn't always that way. They didn't build it because they don't build. They just fuck things up. So yeah, bollocks. The young Turks need to Google the arm. No shit. Turks turn on Kurds' opinions on them. Alice, like I said, you get into dodgy ground when you start doing this, but so I don't want to elucidate about it too much, but it's they are our enemies, the Turks. Never doubt it for a second. They were against us in Afghanistan, they were against us in Iraq, they were supplying, training, and aiding the enemy, as far as I'm fucking concerned. And the British government and the American government and the EU can tell whatever lies they like. They're not our allies, and they never will be. Because ideology is more important. It is multinational and it crosses boundaries, just like mine does. Why wouldn't theirs? Yeah, I don't care if you're a black conservative or female conservative, a disabled conservative, or even a follower of the Desert God conservative. As long as you're a Western conservative and you're aware of those Enlightenment values and secularism, why would they be any different? Why would they be any different? There's a good place to end it. Religion, the root of almost all the evil. Well, it certainly is when you're talking about one of them that's a lot younger and less developed than the other two. There's a big three, and everybody who's got a fucking hole in their arse knows which of the big three is the most pestilential in this day and age. Because they're younger and they haven't gone through the Enlightenment. Maybe they'll get better in the future. I'm not bigoted, I'm not prejudiced against them all. Plenty of them are secular. But the dyed-in-the-wool ones, they hate you, and they hate me, and they're not our allies, and it doesn't matter what smoke they blow up Erdogan's ass. Erdogan's basically a fucking dictator, and he hates us, and he's always been against us, and fuck him. So I hope Turkey goes down the toilet and they all starve to death. That's me for the day. Right, thanks for watching. I'm in a bad mood. I'm going to go and eat some naproxen and chop my fucking foot off with a Leatherman. Right? Like it and share it if you can be asked. If you can't, who cares? Who cares about anything? Hopefully I'll get in the bath for a couple of hours and I'll be in slightly less pain tomorrow and I won't be as filled with furious rage as I am today. I know some of you like it, but if it's just pure ranting and no banting, even I wouldn't want to watch me. All right. Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Take it easy.